happy Halloween, 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 happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
Hi guys, I'm the Michael Myers fanatic. I just wanted to tell you guys the history of my podcast for anyone who's interested. It's called Silver Shamrock Radio. I want to let you guys know that it was created in the fall of 2015, and I wanted to tell you how I came up with it. I'm going to be very quick with this. I met with a man named Dan Chase. He had his own podcast. I think it was called The Banana Laser. And I had a problem, an altercation with those people, and we were going at it back and forth in the spring of 2015. And Dan told me that he appreciated me standing up to those people that were trolling me. So I wanted to do my own podcast for a long time. And I knew that I wanted it to be a Halloween podcast, but I couldn't figure out what to call it because you had all these names that were taken. You had the Rabbit in Red Radio or the Rabbit in Red Lounge or something like that. So I said to myself, what am I going to call this podcast? I need a name that people will recognize. And I said, well, how about Haddonfield Hangouts? Okay, no, that's not good enough, because the Michael Myers fanatic, and you know that when he does anything, he wants to be the best at it. So I was thinking, I said, well, okay, I can't call it Haddonfield Hangouts, because what kind of sucky name is that? So I came up with it. The Michael Myers fanatic came up with it, just sitting there thinking, what can he call his show? Oh, of course, I got it. Silver Shamrock Radio. As you know, Silver Shamrock is a reference to the Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. So I came up with it and I said, let me call it that. So I went back and I talked with this guy again, Dan Chase, and he told me he liked the name. So we stuck with it. And when we came up with the show, we were supposed to have Marcus Dunstan on it, because we said that we needed a celebrity to get the show off the ground. So I got Marcus Dunstan. And as you guys know, with that infamous interview, it didn't go so well, because when Dan Chase was recording the interview, the audio equipment crashed, and we only salvaged 22 minutes of it, of a 2-hour interview. So that whole thing went to hell. After that, I started arguing with Dan Chase, and then I was arguing with the other co-host, and the other co-host, who I'm not going to mention, he said, you know what, why don't you just take the interview and put it on your channel? So I said, whatever. Those two guys got mad at me. Dan Chase said I was immature and all this stuff. You know what, whatever. Dan Chase, as a matter of fact, he told me, he said, you're not going to amount to anything. He said, you're a talentless a-hole. You'll never be anything. And, well, all I got to say to Dan Chase is, look at me now. I have over 2,000 subscribers on my channel. When I decided to bring the show back, the fans actually like it. And by the way, those interviews that you guys saw me doing with Justin Beam, Todd Farmer, Marcus Dunstan, all those guys, they were all supposed to be on Silver Shamrock Radio. But because the whole thing fell apart, I just decided to put those interviews on my own channel. But that's a little fun fact for you. So that's the history of Silver Shamrock Radio. And I know it started off bad. I know it did. So I had to cancel it in 2015. But it's 2017 now. And Silver Shamrock Radio is back. If it's God's will, it's going to be one of the best podcasts in horror history. And no jabroni or any other type of hater can stop me. And whether they like it or not, I'm the Michael Myers fanatic, and I approve this message. Subscribe to Silver Shamrock Radio. The link will be in the description box.